Testing, testing. What's good? What's good? Can y'all hear me? How my sound sounding? How my sound sounding? Okay, okay. We good. We good. Salute, salute, salute to the members. Tiara, I see you. Kenzo in the building. Kels. Lazy Days. Only Facts, I see you. Wait, let me hold on. Let me get y'all wrenches. Oh man, what's going on with y'all? I ain't been on here in a minute. See who else we got up in here. Peoples, I see you. Bart Robinson. Shaq Racking. Dankster, I see you. Nunzio. Simba in the building. What's going on, y'all? What's going on? I said, let me get on here. I haven't been on here in a minute. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all for pulling up. But I had to get these wrenches back. G Mama, I see you. Yeah, man. I haven't been on here for a while. I've been doing some premieres, some uploads. As y'all know, I've been for those who don't know, and for those who know, I've been doing my studying, and throughout the course of that, I've learned a couple things, and I wanted to go live about it, but I didn't feel like I was ready to go live because I got to put my emotions to the side. You know what I'm saying? I had to put my emotions to the side. James Hart, what's going on? Trooper, I see you. But we back. We back. Salute to the members. I will be Ming, I see you. Ming in the building. I will be taking a trip. I usually take some trips. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start taking some trips again. I don't know if I'm gonna do the lives on the members only or on the public. I'm not sure. I'll probably do both, or I'll do some behind the scenes on the members only. But yeah, I'm gonna start taking some trips again, traveling and things of that nature. I'm gonna start coming up with some content. I don't want to flood my content with just I've been doing, quote unquote, what some may call FBA content. But I don't want to make the page all about that, but I've been consumed in that, So I ain't wanted to consume my page. So yeah, I'm gonna come up with, with different things, different topics, some content. Let's go. That would be cool. Appreciate you, Dankster. Appreciate you. Yeah, salute to the members for holding me down. El Plugger, I see you. I know I haven't been on here in a couple of days. When was my last live on here? Let me check. I know I haven't been live in a couple of days. Probably even a week, right? I know it wasn't more than a week, hopefully. Let me check. Hold on. Wow, 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks, man. That flew by. Yeah, 2 weeks. That flew by. Wow. Sheesh, time be flying, I tell you. Time is definitely flying. Yeah, but what's been going on with y'all? How y'all been? Everything? Y'all been out of trouble? Anybody watching from the other platforms and all that have been asking about my Sirius page? Y'all can get the link out in the description. The link is in the description. Hold on, let me drop the members only link if anybody want to join the members only. Yeah, but I will be taking a trip probably next week. If everything go right. I'm not sure if I'm gonna share it on the public or just members only. I'm not sure. We'll see. Like I said, I might do both. Yeah, so hit that link pinned to the top of the chat if you want to join the members only. Appreciate. What I have been up to though, I really don't watch TV too much, but I got caught up on this show. If anybody seen it, what's it called? Hold on. Fight Night. If anybody didn't see this show right here, it's a good show. It's based on a true story. They got Kevin Hart, Don Cheeto, Taraji, Terrence Howard, and Samuel Jackson, and other people is on there too. But this is a good show based on a true story. So I've been watching this. Kind of consumed me. It kind of it kind of took up my time. But I don't really watch TV like that. But to try to get away, I try to take a break from my studies and all that. If I'm not getting on here, I try to find things to occupy my time. DBN, salute, appreciate you, my brother. Yeah, has anybody seen this? This is a good show. Let me see. Anybody seen this? I haven't finished watching it yet, though. But yeah, I really made this live, to give out the wrenches. I know some people's memberships expired, so I had to take away all the wrenches and start all over. But yeah, I appreciate y'all. Now, I don't know. As far as the trivia, I mean, I had fun doing the trivia and stuff like that. I might bring that back, depending. We'll see how it goes. But I do want to do some content for the ladies. I want to do some content for speaking on issues with in relationships, or ladies, and the fellas. Appreciate you, Tiara. Salute. Exile One, I see you. Yeah, so I'll probably start doing some more lives focused on that, having discussions about only facts. Appreciate you, only facts. Not men versus ladies. You know what I'm saying? But building upon things like that. Kenzo, salute. Appreciate you. Kiki Lani, I see you. Yeah, so I want to do some content focusing on that, talking about, different relationship things and stuff like that. Men, women, different issues, so we can learn from each other and learn different things. That'll be cool. I like talking about stuff like that. Um, I'm definitely still going to be doing my quote unquote FBA content, if you want to call it that. Kels, appreciate you, Kels. I'm definitely going to be doing that. Celebrity gossip, I really don't, but I'll do that. Some collaborations. I definitely do some collaborations if anybody want to speak upon topics like that. But yeah, man, I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure it out on what type of content to do over here. But drama free, no drama. I don't want none of leave all that at the door. Any issues and all that, leave that at the door. Have adult conversations. Tiara, appreciate you. Tiara gifted a membership. Gregory, what's going on, Gregory? Honda, what's going on, Honda? Yeah, so for those who's watching from the other platforms, this is a serious page, drama free. If you want to participate in the chat, y'all can just hit the link in the description. I'm not sure if I might, how I used to do the after show on here. I might do that. I'm coming up with different ideas and stuff like that. Only Facts, appreciate you. Only Facts, appreciate y'all. Appreciate the love, for real. But listen, I'm telling you, man, I'm exhausted. This studying, man, I've learned a lot of different things, man. It's just all the lies and misinformation, and then people, a lot of people don't know a lot of things. I can't really be upset. I used to feel some type of way, but I'm learning things that I didn't even know. So, I can't expect people. I can't expect people to know these things or even care. But man, I mean, the world's getting desensitized. Salute to all the super chats. Salute to all the memberships, re-memberships. DBN, Tiara, Only Facts. Salute to all the members. Salute to the chat. Salute to everybody watching from, behind the scenes. Appreciate you, Kels. Salute to everybody who catch this on the replay. But yeah, man. Bobby Ramos. What's going on, Bobby Ramos? Appreciate you. Yeah, man. So listen, man. I'm telling you, and it's not even only, I'm learning. It's not even only here in the States. I'm talking about people who have been just moved around and mixed around, and it's just there's a lot. is a lot. So, you know, when I see a lot of division amongst the people over here in what they call the new world, it's like, you know, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's like a lot of us. So I learned, you know, I've learned that, you know, people who they call Negroes or black are indigenous to the Americas. You know, they got indigenous black people. You know, some people, you know, like they call, some people say the Tainos. If you talk to some Puerto Ricans, they'll tell you the Tainos was what you may classify as black or Negro. Um, and they'll say, you know, they're mixed. If you talk to the you know, Jamaicans, they'll tell you about, you know, the Maroons, the Caribs, and stuff like that. And it's like they'll say, you know, they are mixed with indigenous, uh, European, and African. And it's like that almost everywhere. It's like that everywhere in the new world or the Americas. So yeah, I've been learning a lot of stuff, man. People done been migrated and been moved and shipped here and there. I'm learning about wars that they haven't spoke about. You know, I'm learning about so many things, so many lies. Sometimes it give me a headache. See, right now I'm exhausted. I'm not even gonna lie, I'm exhausted from, you know, studying all of this stuff. And listen, man, salute to the Skynet, Chat GPT, because it helps me find things quicker. But I even go to battle with the AI. It's like the AI is programmed with a certain type of curriculum, and it told me this. It told me, so I asked it certain questions, and if I can find you know documents and stuff to cooperate my what I'm saying, it would apologize and say, you know what, you was right. And it told me, you know, it's programmed with a certain type of curriculum. And I said, man, that's scary. You know what I'm saying? It's scary, like the artificial intelligence. if you don't if you don't ask it the right questions, or if you don't get, you know, documents or scholarship, or, you know, stuff, you know, things from the past that corroborate what you're saying, it'll take you in different places. Like, you know, I've caught it in lies before, but maybe not lies, but yeah, lies. Like it done lied to me. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, like I said, before I started interacting with it, I was already studying, you know, a lot of things. You know, I've been studying a lot of things for a long time, and a lot of stuff is in my mind. So when I be asking these certain questions, I know the answer, but I just don't know where to find it at. So once it helps me find it, you know, and it all started from the word Negro. Like, you know, the word Negro has told me it was offensive. It told me like that word is offensive to black people. And I had to explain to it, like, I don't find that word offensive. I'm black. So, you know, it's telling me that is offensive. So I had to ask it, you know, what about, you know, I had met a player from the Negro League. He gave me a Negro League card. He signed his name on there, and he was very, very proud. So I brought that up to the Chat GPT. I said, how could the word Negro be offensive if I met a living, you know, a person who's alive who played in the Negro League? He was very proud. So I said, you know, that's disrespectful to him and the legacy. And it agreed with me. You know what I'm saying? I even took a picture of the card and you know, it told me who was the player, who he was, and stuff like that. So, you know, I had to go to battle with this artificial intelligence, you know, but you gotta bring receipts. You know what I'm saying? You gotta bring receipts. But yeah, man, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everybody for sticking through with it, because it get very emotional. Especially when I read about the whole when they using Negro babies as alligator bait. That took me over. That took me over. Like because all over the world we speak about all of the atrocities that happen all over the world. America, the land of the free, the home of the brave. They go around to the world claiming they liberating countries and stuff like that. But it's a dark history of this country it hasn't been rectified. You feel what I'm saying? So, and people come here and they don't know this. I know people who had to become citizens, and they take a test, and on the test it says all black people or Negroes are slaves from Africa. But then I'm reading journals of explorers and colonists and settlers who's describing so a lot of times on here when people say you ashamed of being African, we all African, it excludes the people who were classified as Negro who were not from Africa. So it's kind of like it's kind of like racist. You feel what I'm saying? Renegade Society, what's going on? And a lot of quote unquote FBA or whatever you want to call us, we hear in our family, you have Indian in your family, you have this in your family and all that. And, some people come on here African, they say we don't got no culture. We don't know what tribe we come from, but yeah, we do know what tribes we come from. Well, for the most part, if this has been told to you, like me, I have Seminole, Yamasee, Creek. DC, what's going on? What about Islamic countries? Do you know why there are no black communities and only Islamic when they're the biggest? Yeah, well, I studied that a long time ago. I do concentrate on here in the New World, and especially in the States, or what they call the United States. But before that, when I was trying to find my African roots, I used to study all of that type of stuff, and I've learned like even it's the Saracens. The Saracens was they was a lot of them was Muslim or Islamic, and they were like black. You feel what I'm saying? So even Arabs, even like the original Arabs and stuff like that, was described as black. So yeah, I was learning about all of that type of stuff. Even the Southeast Asia, the Negritos. It's just so much. DMW, salute, appreciate you, my brother. And it's funny over here, some so-called Native Americans or Indians or whatever you want to call it over here, or indigenous Americans or what you want to call it. Some of them were called Ethiopian. Some of them were called Moors. Some of them was called the Lost Tribes. Like, they put so many labels. It's like history is mixed with mythology. Like it's hard to tell what's real and what's not, because back in those times, the way Europeans understood things, they believed there was 3 Indias. it was called The Legend of Prester John. So, you think about it, was Columbus lost, or was he lost? Was he not lost? Did he find just one of the Indians? I don't know. It's mad confusing. It's like, I never really believed none of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? But what I'm learning is contradicts a lot of stuff that's taught in in a school system. It's taught to people, and it's like a lot of times people who are not from from here, they learn what the government or whatever is teaching them, and they think they know me better. Like, a lot of people I see online, a lot of African people, they come online and they say, we all African, or some black FBAs or black people here, even in America, we ashamed of being African. I was never ashamed. But when I was growing up, I the senses, it changed. We wasn't always, and when I read these old documents, we're not called African, we called Negro. Like, so I don't know if we are Negro from here, because they got Negro del Terra, which means blacks of the land. That means blacks from here, indigenous. And then you got Negro del Guinea or something like that. That means or Terra del Negro. That means blacks from Africa. But they start putting it all together. So, but yeah, I'm gonna do something on that too. But I don't want to make this whole thing about that. But that's that's what I'll be studying. So it's always fresh in my mind. But yeah, I don't want to make this whole page about that. I actually have a page that focuses on that. You feel what I'm saying? But I don't really. Y'all know how it goes over here where we at, and I don't want it to be, But maybe I might introduce it to the sector, or maybe I'll introduce it to the members. But once people find it, the foolishness, and there's a lot of childish individuals. So they go and they try to disrupt, or your platform. I was just watching a video that talks about the same topic. Oh, for real, DMW? Yeah, man, it's real deep, man. It goes back to what you've been saying before. Bees all mysterious. Right. You're right. I really, like I said, I don't believe none of this stuff. I don't believe it. I think we've been lied to. I don't think they're never going to tell us the truth. And I think they've been lying so long, they don't even know the truth. You feel what I'm saying? But I find it disheartening. Like, I find it disheartening for people to believe that, it couldn't have been black people here before Columbus, but people believe in like extraterrestrials. You feel what I'm saying? So I find it disheartening. Like, even when it comes to the Bible, John Illuminati, what's going on, my brother? Even when it comes to the Bible, I find it like disheartening that, when they speak about, the sons of God had children with the daughters of man, and people believe these are some type of angelic beings from, another place, or from heaven, or stuff like that. And, if I suggest, no, these were not angelic beings from another, realm or something, like these was human beings. Because if you know science and chromosomes and stuff like that, humans have babies with humans. But people will say, no, you don't know what you talk about, you crazy. There was some angelic beings who may have been aliens from another planet. It's like, when are we gonna, I mean, it's just this fantasy. it's like we live in this fantasy world, and then when you say things that make sense, that's have logic and common sense, people say, "Oh, that's impossible. You crazy." But they believe in things they have never seen and stuff like that. Like even with the pyramids, people will believe aliens designed or built the pyramids, but they can't believe the Egyptians was black and they built the pyramid. Or some people say that the Israel was enslaved and they built the pyramids. Like it's all type of. I don't even know if that's Egypt. Because they say Columbus got lost, and this is why we have West Indians. And this was called India first, and then they said they found the real India, and then that's why they call this the West Indies. But why have they been calling this the West Indies for all of these years? And how did people in America, like in North America, where Columbus never went, how did they become Indians? And how was they called Indians for so long into the 90s? Like, it just don't make no sense to me. So I be asking ChatGPT a lot of these questions, and it be telling me, I don't know. That's a great question. You could have an alternative theory based on the research and evidence that this could be true too. But we got to go with the mainstream, of the people who write history. Dankster, appreciate you. Got a new member, Dankster. Appreciate you. So all of these things, man, it's just even if I put all of these things together and it makes sense, but the government or whoever's in charge, if they say no, that's not how it go, then people is gonna go along with that. Even they don't even want to do their own research and see. Like I never believed we evolved from monkeys and all that. I think that's scientific racism, because and that's why the out of Africa theory is attached to that. That is a theory, but it's based on evolution. So based on that means us black people are less evolved than white people. We closer to monkeys. You feel what I'm saying? And then people even say call us monkeys and stuff like that. And that's where all of this come from. So it's just we in 2000, what's this, 2025? I forgot, 26 is a shame. It's like, it's sad. It's like, are we devolving or are we evolving? Because people don't know how they built those pyramids. We got all of this technology. We supposed to be so much advanced in these primitive civilizations, but they was building infrastructure that we can't even build. We don't even understand. So were they smarter than us? Are we getting dumber? I'm learning about slaves who invented things. Like I can't invent stuff. And we have all of this information. But we're not in making any new inventions. We adding on to old things that's already been invented. But these people was creating lights and planes and all of this from scratch. So is we getting smarter or is we getting dumber? Like, I don't know. Maybe they lied to us. Maybe we already was advanced and they lying to us. We not, they're not going to tell us the truth. I don't think we evolved from anything other. Yes. Right. That's what I'm saying, Kenzo. Like, because they keep talking about some missing link. Without the missing link, it's just a theory. What's the missing link? What if there's no missing link? What if it's just, this was based on people's mentality back then, and when they looked at us as more animal than human. And then they have white people come from Europe, black people from Africa, yellow people or Asian people come from Asia, red people come from the Americas. But then now I'm starting to see, no, this is not true. But some people still believe this. If you black, you had to come from Africa. But then they say all people came from Africa. So it's just it's just like pseudoscience. Is not is like this is like a movie. It's like is it are we in like some type of simulation? Like we in some type of I don't know. I don't know. Nah, they holding us back big time. Right. Right. We fighting over all types of foolishness. Race is not race, it doesn't exist. Is not real. All of these distractions is made to divide and conquer, control the population. And people don't care. And history is doomed to repeat itself. Were we slaves or were we POWs? There's a difference. Okay, OnlyFacts. I got you. OnlyFacts. Yeah, man. So many questions and stuff that I got. It's just and I ain't gonna get no answers. I ain't gonna get no answers. And even when the Chat GPT tell me, what, that makes sense. That's more plausible than what they're telling us. It still really doesn't matter because people gonna believe, the propaganda. People gonna believe what we've been taught. And it's funny that they believe either what the government teach them or some harebrained thing, some conspiracy, something that they come up with themselves. But it's no logic, like it's no logic, there's no records, there's no documents talking about no aliens and Anunnakis and interdimensional beings. And so it's either what we are taught by the powers that be, or some extraordinary supernatural, Uptown Romeo, what's going on, my brother? So people think like this. This is the mentality that people got. Wait, hold on, somebody. Yeah, and I had to get a new feature on my computers. Like, it feels like people was trying to hack into my computer. So I had to get a new feature. It just sent me something right now. And I learned, listen, if people hacking into your computer, trying to get your information and stuff like that, that's a crime. Wait, one second. Hold on, let me read this real quick. I'll be right back. All right, my bad. I had to fill out some type of report. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Pilato, what's going on, Pilato? Cause yeah, chilling. What's going on? My my internet and stuff is not under is under somebody else's name, so I had to let them know that I think somebody's hacking into they system and all of that. So hey, hold on, I just seen chilling in here. Chilling, what's going on? Appreciate you. Hold on, give you a yeah, man. So I don't know what's going on here. I'll tell you this this social media and people the way people think and and it's good, I think it's content. People like to see, rhetoric and disrespect and propaganda, and this is what brings the numbers in and all of that, like, common sense and you know trying to really get to the truth and stuff like that is not marketable, I guess. So you don't never know who's on here spewing rhetoric, just to get the views, or to get paid, or to get the subs, or to get the attention, or who's on here really trying to find the truth and educate. Is like you don't know, you know. Crook, what's going on, my brother? Appreciate you, Crook. It's sad. It's like so you may come across something, and it's propaganda. So it's just I can't. It's hard for me to trust anybody, anything. I have to find these. I got to research for myself. And when I'm telling you these things, research it for yourself, because maybe you might see something that I overlook. Because I study so much. Like I said, sometimes I get a headache um, until you're ready to fight on the turn. Probably there will be no chance around people will fight for us. Right? Listen, I understand. I understand that, Crook. I definitely understand that. But it's like the people, who came to this same conclusion, they try to, get into the system, the political system and all that. A lot of them get turned out. That's probably not the word, or they sell out, you know, they like, because it's like it's an uphill battle, and sometimes it feels hopeless, and you like, maybe I can't help my people get what they deserve, but I can get my piece. You know what I'm saying? I can get my piece. So it's like it's just sad, man. It's like, who could you trust? Even when I learned about the whole police, the police with the slave catchers, and how the penitentiary system and all of this, the criminal system was built, it and then when you think about the whole Black Lives Matter and all that, like, it hit different. It's like it hit different. It's like before we was criminals, these people, they wasn't here to stop crime. They wasn't here to fight crime. They wasn't here to catch criminals. They was here to catch us. And we were kind of the criminals because we were quote unquote slaves who ran away trying to get freedom. So we were criminals. And now that's how people still look at us to this day, as criminals. And we still trying to fight for our freedom, and we still trying to get away. You feel what I'm saying? And they still look at us as criminals. So it's sad. It's just this government is against us, and we've been here since the inception of before the English came here. And I learned about that. I'm from South Carolina. My kin from South Carolina, which was a part of Spanish Florida. and the Seminoles, they were set free. But then when the English came, they re-enslaved some of us. And then when the quote unquote Americans fought the Revolutionary War, we fought in there too. And they got free from the English, and then they kept us enslaved, and they kept enslaving free Negroes. And so it's like people just think we just got taken from Africa, brought over here, and then one day they freed us, and we should be grateful. No, we done been freed, re-enslaved, and we were segregated, and then immigrants came over here and destroyed our town. We was flourishing 15, 20 years after slavery. We built our own economy. We had our own schools, doctors, nurses, inventions. They done stole the patents, like they done, so it's like, and then, people, I hear people feel some type of way about immigration. How could y'all, Black Americans be against immigration? We all not from here. Everybody's from somewhere else. But how about the natives that was classified as Negro and now are called African American? How about them? They've been here. And some people say, oh, the only people who can say something is the Native Americans. Some of them is called $5 Indians. They paid $5 to become Indians, and they European. So it's all mixed up. It's like it's all mixed up. So what happened to all of these black towns that's underwater that they built highways through that became parks and stuff like? What happened to that? We just supposed to forget about it and start all over. So it's just like when people come here, it's just Flat Earth, salute, appreciate you, my brother. So sometimes I feel some type of way when people come over here and say certain things. I'll feel some type of way because I'm studying, and then I'll flip out, and then they'll be like, hey, look, you're ignorant. See, you're ignorant. But how much can somebody take? They call us racist and all that, but like, can you blame us if we was racist? Like if we was the most racist people in America, could you blame us? Because we got a reason. What's y'all reason? You know what I'm saying? Like if you not so-called FBA or whatever, what's your reason for being racist in America? Now outside of America, I'm not, that's not my jurisdiction, but inside of America, what's your reason? And what's your reason for hating us? And then a lot of people, say immigration. A lot of these immigrants who come in here, they are racist, or they don't like, Black people or Black Americans. So it's like, I don't know, man. It's so much. All you have to do is compare what people push to what? All you have to do is compare what people push to Bible. All you have to do is look at what the Satanists push and their agenda, then look at the attacks and slander the enemies of the Illuminati. Yeah, salute, the Illuminati, salute to all of that type of stuff, man, but I'm talking about salute. And then you got these, and then salute to whoever time this person out, and then you got these people who come over here and they try to bring this foolishness over here. It's just, man, I be trying, and this is why all praises to the Most High. I gotta keep saying all praises to the Most High, because I gotta tell y'all, like, listen, I used to be a certain type of way, and I try my best, but people mistake kindness for weakness. People don't understand So, I try to be civil. I try to be cordial. I try to have respect in the midst of disrespect and foolishness. And, sometimes, man. And then the people who react ignorantly, they get rewarded on this social media. When the people who show restraint get abused more. And it's difficult for me to show restraint, and it's easy for me to be ignorant. You feel what I'm saying? 13% of the population, and if they are disorganized and Crook, listen, Crook, man, Crook, I understand 100%, but what can we do to get these people on the same page? Or we just got to find like-minded people. But a lot of times when you do that, the people are infiltrators, or people get infiltrated, or people sell out, or people it feels hopeless. But I keep fighting because I know people who was quote unquote slaves. I know some of them passed away or left this planet thinking they were going to be slaves forever, So, and some people just kept fighting, and So I'm one of those people. I'm a freedom fighter. I'm gonna keep up the tradition of keep on fighting, keep on pushing, even if I don't see it in my lifetime. Like Moses, they ain't see the promised land. You feel what I'm saying? But some people is like, it's never going to change. It's hopeless. I might as well give up. I might as well just not say anything. I'm not trying to be one of those people, but it's kind of easier to do that. Live my life, get what I can get, and until I get up out of here, because I'm not going to be here. So why should I care? You feel what I'm saying? I'm not going to be here. So why should I care if the day after I pass away, the world, everybody's put into slavery or the world explodes? Why should I care? And the only reason I keep on caring is because the people who came before me, they kept caring. They kept putting out the information. They kept fighting. So I can be here to continue to fight. Because if they didn't, I probably wouldn't even be here. If they would have just gave up, if they would have just said, F it, it don't matter, I ain't going to be here. If they would have had that mentality, then I probably wouldn't be here. So that's why I continue to fight, man. You never know. This is in 1940. We have the same exact opportunities that every other race has. That sounds real good, John Illuminati. It sounds real good that we have the same opportunities that every other race have. But I ask myself sometimes, if we fought in every war, even when we were slaves, we fought for the these people's freedom. The people who enslaved us, we fought for their freedom so they could be independent, Independence Day and all of that. And we did all of this. Why don't we never have a president? Why we ain't never get a president? If we got the same opportunities as everybody else, because this ain't the 1940s or whatever, why didn't we ever get one president? Who's more patriotic? Who's more American? Why can people come from another country, second, third generation Americans, can become presidents of the United States? If we have the same opportunity, how is this possible? It's 2025. So when people speak like that, I don't believe it. I don't believe we have the same opportunities as everybody else. I don't believe it. But anyway, listen, I don't want to get into all of that, man. I don't want to get into all of that. But, I don't see it like that. I think we still judge by the color of our skin. I still think we judge by our culture. I still think we judge by that. And not only by people from here or quote unquote white people, but people from our own people to people who look like us from other countries. Oh, we don't have no fathers in the home. We come from drug addict families, and like everybody don't have deadbeat dads in their culture, and everybody don't have drug addicts and gang members in their culture. Black on black crime. What is that? Like everybody don't K each other. The Chinese, they got the triads, they got all types of, the Mexicans got gangs and all that. Why they never talk about that? Why they only always focus on black? So when people come and say we have the same opportunities and all that, I don't believe that. We still get racially profiled. Yeah, like we still get all of this stuff. This stuff still happens. So, me personally, I just don't believe that. I don't believe we have the same opportunities as everybody else. We got to work twice as hard. We got to watch what we say. We got to watch what we do. We can't get out of line. We're not looked at as the same. Why is we still split up into black and white and this and that? Why is we still split up like that? Why we ain't all just American? Remember, brother, 85% are deaf, dumb, and blind. That's a fact. Everybody ain't going to make it, but it's only 5%, right? And 85% is deaf, dumb, and blind. 10% is wicked. It's only 5%. Can we do it with 5%? Listen, I got hope. All praises to the Most High. But I'm watching this show right here. Y'all go watch this show right here, Fight Night. It's telling you about how Atlanta became the black Mecca. But it ain't start out like that. And it's sad that it's a criminal element that helped Atlanta become the black Mecca. But it's not really sad because that's the American way, right? The Kennedys used to do bootlegging. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these quote unquote rich white families and all that, they participated in criminal activity. This whole country was built by criminals. A lot of these people who came from Europe came here to penal colonies as criminals. Then they took over the country from the English who colonized and took the land from the indigenous people. So everybody took everything. Everybody robbed and killed and steal. Everybody's criminal. Everything that we get arrested for and they condemn us for and what we do, they already did it. Gangs, you see the gangs in New York. Drugs, we don't make drugs. Guns, we don't make guns. But every time when we get it, we the last to get to do these things. Now they criminalize it. Now it's wrong. It's immoral. But this is what they did to get into power. So they preventing us from doing the same thing they did to get into power. That was wrong. Everybody's sitting on they high horse, they moral. Everybody got moral rules and all of that. All of a sudden, now that they got what they needed, now everybody want to talk about morals, what's right and wrong. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. We ain't doing nothing different from what everybody else did to make it to the top. Ain't nobody in this country made it nowhere the legit. You feel me? Nowhere. That's a lie. But let me stop because I said I'm not going to try to get, in my feelings and all that. But it's a lie. It's rhetoric. I don't believe it. It's rhetoric. I don't believe it. You can't convince me. You can't convince me. We the bad guys. Black on black crime. What is that? Like people come from countries to America They leave their country, or they flee from their country, or they refugees from their country because they are being oppressed by their own people. People who are, their own people are oppressing them, and they come here. And then they talk about black on black crime. We don't run no government. We're not in charge. We're not oppressing our own people. It's foolish, man. It's foolish, and I'm done. I'm done with it. It ain't fair. It ain't never gonna be fair till we tear this down and rebuild on equal ground. There's lies. We don't have the same opportunities as everybody. Everybody not equal. Everybody not the same. Because if they was, we wouldn't be fighting for different people fighting for different type of rights. We all got the same opportunity. You got the LTGB fighting for their rights. You got the women fighting for their rights. We didn't fight for black rights. We fought for civil rights for everybody. So if everybody was equal, why is different people fighting for their right to be equal? It don't make no sense. They can't even pay us our reparations. We got the same opportunities. They promised us our reparations if we fought in this civil war. And Lincoln said they wouldn't have won the war without us. But they didn't pay us. They didn't give us what they promised us. How we got the same opportunity? And we shouldn't have the same opportunity. We should have extra opportunities. We fight for free wherever rappers get locked up and free Ray. Like rappers, Ray, that's racist. It's rappers from everywhere. When you say rappers, you just mean black people from America, or you talking about Eminem? What you talk about? Fat Joe? Like when you say rappers, what do you mean by that? That's the same propaganda and rhetoric that I'm talking about. Ray. Like, who's Ray? That means a black American? Who's Ray? It don't make no sense, man. Got him. What's going on, got him? We fight for the wrong thing. When you say we, who do you mean we? You mean me and you, or you mean in general, all of us in general? Because that's not true. A lot of people is caught on a small minority of black people. The stereotype. Most black people is they just trying to live life. They tax-paying citizens. Some of them is God-fearing people. There's a criminal element in every culture and quote-unquote race, but they don't focus on that. When you say Italian, everybody's in the mafia. Of course it's laws, man. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. This is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Of course it's laws. If we got the same opportunity, why every time is the first black person to do something, it's supposed to be some type of accomplishment. Why we don't own? Why we not owning NFL teams, NBA? Why we don't got our own network? Like why we don't got none of this stuff if we've been here before America was built? Y'all keep talking about these laws and all that that's made by these racist people, and they enforced by them. We don't make the laws and we don't enforce them. The game is rigged. I don't believe that's true. I'll never believe it. I'll never believe we got the same opportunity. We all equal. I will never believe that. Never. If everything is equal, why we don't got a president? How can people come? How if we was here before America, if we was here before America was built, how is people that's coming in here third generation from immigrant families becoming the leaders and the lawmakers of this country? Why we ain't in none of these positions? What, we not better? Like what? We less than? Man, salute to y'all, man. Salute to y'all. If you could believe whatever you want to believe, man. I'm just saying, me personally, I don't believe that. It don't make no sense to me. All these laws and stuff was built off of us. All this country is built off of the backs of our free labor. The 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. You sound like them, like respectfully. You sound like them. Respectfully, you sound like them, man. You sound like them. If somebody got a head start in a race, we're gonna always be playing catch up. And people got a 200 year, 300 year head start. We don't make the laws. These laws wasn't made for us. They had to put the 13th Amendment, the 14th Amendment, and when they put the 14th Amendment, when we supposed to be separate but equal, then they put Jim Crow laws. We wasn't equal. Then we had to fight for our civil rights. We had to fight for our civil rights that we supposed to got from the Civil War. And then when they integrated us, we were doing even worse. We was doing better when we was segregated. But now we got to depend on them. What they say goes. They make the laws. What they say goes. They make the history. Why is mass incarceration? We came from slavery to the black codes to the convict leasing to now mass incarceration. I had a picture up here of convict leasing after slavery when they was putting us, if the vagrant laws, if you ain't have a job or a place to live, you're going straight to prison. You're a slave. You just got freed. Where you live at? What job you got? Oh, you can't find it quick enough? Now you going straight, and these was children. Wild Country, what's going on, Wild Country? Appreciate you, my brother. And this is why I say, I'm not really ready to I'm not really ready to get on here and do this, because I'm very passionate about these things. Like I always tell this story. The reason I got over here to New York, the reason my family moved to New York, is because my mother had a racist neighbor, and their kids was racist, and they used to call her the N-word every day. They call her the N-word every day, until one day she couldn't take it no more, and she punched the little boy in his face, and they had to send her up here with family, and then they had to eventually move so they won't get lynched. So I've been had a chip on my shoulder since before I was born. We had to leave our family land, hundreds of acres of land. Miss Pamela, what's going on, Miss Pamela? AT, my father was almost lynched for using a white only bathroom when he was 9 years. Yeah, DC, yeah. 9 years old. 9 years old. Like, that's your father, right? So if your father was almost lynched for that, right? And they say there's no more racism in America, everything's changed and all that. These people are still alive, or their children are still there. Their children became the lawmaker. Their children became the people in power. So you think it just went away? That wasn't long ago. You can go online right now and you can see people being lynched, and it's like a family gathering. There's kids there, there's people there. They just hanging around. They just hanging around while people are hanging from trees. Some of these people are still alive. Oh, you think they just got over it? Oh, then that was back in the 50s and 40s. Things have changed. I doubt it. But I'm sorry to hear that, my brother. Like, I'm sorry to hear that. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of stories like that. People of color mentioned today. Opportunities. Totally. Yeah, opportunities not cool. Listen, and okay, what about the people who was here indigenous? What about the people who was here that was indigenous to this land, that got classified as Negro, and then black, then Afro American? No, then first Negro, then Afro American, then black, now African American. What about those people? You think they got the same opportunities as everybody else? They classified as foreigners in their own land. Like, it's crazy, man. It's crazy, man. Listen, there's no way. You know what? It's crazy. This is just crazy. These people can't even admit. They can't even give us what we fought for and we worked for, so they can get in the positions of power, so they can get in the positions of making the laws and all that. They can't even give us what we owe. They can't even make it right. We just supposed to forget about it and move on. But all of this poverty, all of these things that's happening to us is not because of us. People, just get over it, pull up your bootstraps, and just, it's documented that the COINTELPRO, the government, the Iran Contra, the Tuskegee experiments. Like it's documented that our own government, the Red Summer, our own government is against us and took the side of foreigners against us because they are quote unquote white and we are quote unquote black. So the lawmakers of this government, they trying to keep it a certain way. So you think these same people in power and all of that, you think they're giving us the same opportunities? Even if it's written in law, say it's written in law, we all got the same opportunities. Who's at the door? Who's excuse my language, who's the person who's supposed to let you in? The game is rigged. Why we don't got a president? People keep saying, oh, you got Obama. You should be, y'all should be happy now. Let's move on. Let's get like a Chinese president now. Let's get a Jewish president. Let's get a woman president. We done gave y'all black president. Ain't nobody in Obama family, from his father to his mother, fought in a Revolutionary War, the Civil War. I don't know about World War I, World War II. They were immigrants. One from Africa, one from Ireland or something like that. If we got the same opportunities, why we can't get a president? It's 2025. Why do we gotta argue with people who have nothing to do with reparation? Why do everybody have a say? Oh, y'all not going to never get reparations. The taxpayer money. The taxpayer money. That's not. We ain't talking about your money. Before y'all start coming here and paying taxes, this was promised before that. It started from the Civil War. If we fight in that Civil War, they promised us these things. We fought. They didn't give it to us. They even admitted if we didn't fight, we wouldn't have won. They wouldn't have won. So we got to come on here. We celebrate Independence Day. It's foolishness. It's foolishness. Even when they took a knee with the Star Spangled Banner, and the Star Spangled Banner is two verses. One of the verses is racist. Forget it, man. Listen, I just can't, man. I just can't, man. Listen, I feel y'all, man. Keep hope alive. Keep hope alive. But I'm gonna keep continuing the fight of my ancestors. They blood, sweat, and tears is in the ground. And I'm gonna keep fighting. I'm not giving up, man. I'm gonna keep fighting. I'm gonna keep speaking. And I'm gonna keep listen. They did it under duress. They did it under the chance of getting lynched and burnt. Dogs sit on them. They got hoses shot at. Like, I'm just talking. I'm making videos. I'm not going to sit up here and lie and say, we got the same opportunities as everybody else. I got to tell my children different. I got to tell my children, listen, just go along so you won't lose your life. Even if they violate your rights, the police violate your rights, just go along so you won't lose your life. Because these police was created from you as slave catchers. I can't tell them, you a taxpaying citizen. The police work for you. You got rights. How are we still getting pulled over, racial profiled and all that? How it's just, come on, man. We got to live in reality. This is reality. Now, some of us is not, some people say, oh, I never got a racial profile. I have. People look at me because of the color of my. People say, "Oh, we don't see color." Yes, they do. You do see color. Why do we still got to mark off black and white on census and job applicants? Like, why we got to keep doing that? Obviously, they look at us as different. If you got to mark off black or if you white, obviously they look at us different. Obviously, we not looked at as the same. I remember Biden when he was president, he said by 20 something, by 2030, 2026, 2036, white people will be the minority in America. What does that matter? If we all equal, what does it matter? Diamond Shooter, appreciate you. Salute, Diamond Shooter. What does it matter? We still being segregated on paper. I seen some dude on here. He want to make an all-white town. He want to start making an all-white town. And then I seen something else on TikTok where a black barber refused to cut a white kid's hair, and they said, "Oh, I can't believe they refused to cut a white kid's hair. You see, black people is racist." But this man went an all-white town in America. We are more American than these racist people who want to make America great again. Because when white people, all white, that's not American. These nationalists or whatever you want to, that's not American. That's not America is a melting pot from the beginning. It was already people here. And then they brought people in. White people, black people, Asian people. America has never been an all-white nation ever. That's un-American. If you want to do that, go somewhere to Europe. Go to the, Nova Scotia or wherever. That's not American. So you got people here that think, oh, it's all white is American. They think they the most patriotic. Oh, you got your skinheads, you got your KKK, you got your white nationalists and all of that. That's not American. That's anti-American. 1609, what's going on, my brother? But we so blinded. We so blinded. Oh, the white people are America, like they rule America. The white people, white America is for whites. Like never. And like I told you, it was indigenous Negroes here in America before any white people ever stepped foot in America. But they take that away from us. They deny that. They brought us here. Yeah, they brought us here from Africa. We wasn't here before they brought us here. And now stuff is coming out. Now evidence is coming out. Documents is coming out. Now they saying, oh no, because the Africans came here before Columbus. Because if there's black people here, they have to be from Africa. But you got the Negritos in Southeast Asia. They don't call them African. They call them Asian. And they not only call them Asian, they say they was there before the people who we say is quote unquote Asian even got there. But they call Negritos. It just means little blacks, Negroes. So if all blacks is from Africa, why are these people called Asian? They got afros. they got so-called black features. Now it's African. Everything is African. But the natives here, if they look like Negroes, if they look black, oh, they must be mixed with Africans, or they was Africans and the Indians took them in. But you go to Southeast Asia, you see them Negritos, you say, oh, no, those is Asians. They've been here. You know why? Because it's some I think they call it the Sinkanu, something like that. If you get too close to their island, they're going to start chucking spears at you. Yeah, they're going to start chucking spears at you. If you get too close to their little island, they're going to start chucking spears at you. Yeah, you ain't coming up on here. We're going to preserve this because we've been here. We don't need your help. We don't want you over here. If we had a little island like that somewhere in America, then it would show, listen, we've been over here. But no, we friendly. We want to take people. Oh, yeah, smoke a peace pipe. Oh, yeah, welcome. I know I'm just rambling, Miss Pamela. Miss Pamela, I'm rambling. I ain't even want to come on here and do this. I did not want to come on here and do this. This is why I haven't been live for a minute, because I'll start getting all into and salute to y'all in the chat. Listen, I'm not trying to get at y'all in the chat and all that. But like I said, man, I've been studying this stuff. I'm very passionate. I got a whole headache. I think I'm gonna need glasses. My eyes is going bad. I'll be up all night looking at my phone, a little screen with the little words. Sometimes, my phone dims the light. I don't know why. And then I gotta make sure I turn it back up. It dims it. The light is. So I think it's trying to make me go blind. I'm arguing with an artificial intelligence. I'm arguing with an artificial intelligence. Like, it's just. Then I get on here, y'all know, I got other pages where I go over there, and the ignorance is just out the door. It's just the ignorance is just this. So now I come over here on my serious page, and then, I try to, speak about these things, and then all that, people have their opinions and stuff like that. And, with all of this stuff going on, I might feel like I'm lashing out or stuff like that. But nah, I'm not. It's just a lot. There's a lot to take in. I come from a place where, you punch somebody in the mouth if they disrespect you, instead of, just walking away, or, trying to have a discussion and be cordial. So, I have to do that on here. So if people say something I don't like, either I got to ignore it, get rid of them, or, try to, talk it out. But I still got the feeling of punching. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I need to, in my house in the Poconos, I got a punching bag, but I don't got one up here. Maybe I need to get me a little punching bag or something. You feel what I'm saying? And go on mute, punch the bag, and then come back. Believe none of what you hear, half of what you see. Right? I don't believe no. Listen, DC, respectfully, I don't believe nothing. I don't believe nothing. I don't think people who kidnap you or take over your house or something, I don't think they're going to tell you the truth. I don't think these people are never going to tell us the truth. if it don't fit their agenda. Because if they start telling the truth, then they're gonna have to answer. They're gonna have a lot to answer to. Yeah, Pamela. I don't believe. Listen, these people ain't gonna tell us nothing, man. And salute about the whole the Illuminati and stuff. But if these are secret societies, how we know? Like when people, and I'm not taking away from nobody. But Tupac said this thing one time. He he in jail and brothers telling him about the Illuminati and all that. He like, if it's the Illuminati, it's some type of big secret society. How we know about all of this type of? Who told you, the Pope? How we know all the secrets? You feel what I'm saying? Like, it's not much of a secret society. They're not very good at what they do. So they're not going to tell us. They're not going to tell us the truth. We're going to speculate. We're going to come up with a bunch of theories and stuff like that till we blow in the face. But at the end of the day, it's certain things that's in law, that's written down, that we can enforce. There's certain promises that they made us that we can enforce if we get all on the same accord. And people say, oh, if y'all get reparations, y'all gonna buy Jordans and Cadillacs, and y'all gonna blow money paws and all of that. So what? Oh, some people say y'all gonna buy crack and weed. So what? I'm not saying that's true, but if they did, so what? Wouldn't that strengthen the economy? I'll tell you one thing that most of us is not going to do. We're not going to spend our money outside of the country like a lot of these other people do. We're going to give it all back. Wouldn't that help strengthen the economy? But no, people don't want us to have our reparations because they don't, they can't get nothing. They not getting a piece. They don't like us, or they feel like, oh, y'all wasn't slaves and all of that. Like, listen, let me tell you something. If your parents, let's say, your grandparents, let's say your great grandparents, they worked and they was promised that they was going to get paid, but before they got paid, they passed away. Isn't that supposed to get passed down to their children? This is how America works? Even if you work a job, right? Say you work a job and all of that, and you take out insurance or anything for your children, so when you pass away, they get some money, right? It just don't go back. They don't just get to keep the money that you worked for and all of that because you passed away. It's called an inheritance. I just read an article on Google News this morning about Pamela says 1609. What did I miss? They are real. Anyone saying there's no Illuminati is love? Yeah, like listen, the Illuminati. You talking about the Germanic Illuminati? Like, what you talking about? What's his name? I forgot his name. The one that started in 1776, right? Like, everybody's entitled to their opinion. Some people might say, if you don't believe in the Anunnaki and the lizard people, you crazy. You lost. There's people who get on here and say anything. People say, if you don't believe this, people believe what they believe. Everybody don't believe the same thing. See, that's something that, we have a problem with in this world. We want everybody to believe what we believe. But that's just not how it works. Dark Skin Beauty, how you doing? First time I heard about the lizard people was from David. First time I heard about the lizard people was from a show that used to come on called V for the Visitors. 16. The first time I heard about lizard people was from a show called V when I was a kid. I remember this show. People was having it, they look like humans, and then one of them had a baby. One of them, a human had a baby, and then instead of a baby coming out, a little egg came out, and then it cracked open. It was a little lizard baby. And then I never put the Anunnaki. Some people, the Anunnaki was lizards now, But what I'm saying is a lot of this stuff we be learning be some fairy tale. These people who's in control or in charge of the world, I don't think they got it all. I think, they have some type of mental problem. Because first of all, they calling us black and white. They colorblind, first of all. Only the Asian people said, listen, we ain't yellow. The quote unquote, what we call the Native American, they said, we ain't red. So they stopped calling those people Asians. They stopped calling Asians yellow, and they stopped calling the quote unquote Native Americans red. But we still black and white. So it seems like we still programmed. It seems like they woke up. The Asian people, they woke up. They said, listen, we ain't yellow. Then they had the Mongoloid, the Caucasoid, and the Negroid. We still Negro. White people Caucasian, but those Asian people, we ain't no Mongoloids. We ain't no you know what I'm saying? It seems like we still programmed. I seen online someone breaking down the origins of black and how it relates to skin color. I won't say much about it. Look into it. Oh yeah, I've looked into it. Like okay, the Romans and the Germans, they have two words for black. One means brilliant black, shining black. The other one is dull black or dark. So you have swarthy. Swarthy just means dark, but they say black. They call it black. And then you have Niger or Negro. You know what I'm saying? But that's more like a people. When you say Negro, that's more like when they say black people. That's more like Negro. That's more like a people. But when they say swarthy, that means that's more like your skin tone, your skin color. That's why all black people, that's why they got albino black people. They got light-skinned black people, because it's not about your color. It's not about your skin color. But both of these words are called black. They use both of these words for black. So sometimes it gets mixed up. So a lot of times when you read in history about black people, you assuming that they're dark-skinned people. They recently gave birth to the thing. They recently gave birth to What? I never heard of that 1609. Did you hear about the couple who gave did you hear about the Nigerian couple who gave birth to a blonde hair, blue eyed, quote unquote white baby? Did you hear about that? Because it showed you, so-called black people or Negro people, they can give birth to people with straight hair or Indian hair. They can give birth to people with blonde hair, blue eye. Like, it's no such thing. We got segregated. It's like a form of breeding. It's like a form of breed. Like, they separated and segregated us. But the original people, gave birth to all types of so-called looking racists and all that races of people and all of that, you know. So when they split us up into different races, white people came from here, Asian people came from here. That's a lie. But we still going on that same, like we still believe the same thing that they've been telling us. We all humans. Like if you take a German Shepherd, and a pit bull, and you mix, and they have a puppy. What is that puppy called? If you take a German Shepherd and a pit bull, and they have a litter, and they have a puppy, what is that puppy called? Anybody in the chat? If you take a German Shepherd and a pit bull, and they have a litter, what is that litter called? What is it called? What is the puppy called? What is they called? Anybody in the chat? A mutts. All right, so if you take a black man and a white woman, or a white woman and a black man, and they have a baby, what is that baby called? Ming say mutts. What is that baby called? So if you say mutts, what you think the parents to that litter, what do you think they call? What you think they see them as? Mulatto? Mixed? No. If you take a German Shepherd and a pit bull, and they have a litter, those are called dogs. If you take a white woman and a black man, or a black man and a white woman, they have a baby, that's called a human. See, a pure breed is something that's bred. A mutt is closer to a real dog than a original dog than a pure breed. A German pit. No, it's called a dog. That dog is not seeing a puppies as no mix. One dog had made it with another dog. But we are programmed. We program to see things as different. That's what we program to do. But they're not different. They're a dog. We're all human. So before we was taught, this person is black, this person is white, this person is Asian, this person is this person is that. Before they made these things up, and they made these maps up, and they made these labels up, people was having sex, and animals was having mating with each other. And they was humans, they was dogs, or whatever they was. But we was programmed, oh, this person, look at their eyes, is like kind of slanted, they Asian. Look at their skin right here, and he's African. Look at they European, they white. We was taught these things. We were programmed with these things. And we were taught these things by racist people. I have a cousin who's albino Dominican. Yeah, I'm just saying. We was taught these things. If nobody ever taught us these things, when you were a kid, right? When you was a kid, and you seen a Puerto Rican, if say you was a black kid and you seen a Puerto Rican kid. Now listen, if this Puerto Rican kid looked black, right, or was black, or what they call black, you wouldn't know if they Puerto Rican, right? They might speak another language. What language is that? That's Spanish. It's just another kid. You playing when you was a kid and you had a friend in school. That was your friend. I remember I got in trouble for saying I'm brown and I'm not black. I got whooped because I thought I learned my colors. I had my crayons, and it was different colors in there. And I thought I discovered something. I thought everybody was. I said, man, I discovered something nobody know. As a kid, I thought I was smarter than everybody. I said, man, I'm gonna go show my parents this. Look at this. You see this crayon is black. You see this crayon is brown. This crayon matches me. I'm brown. No, you black, Negro. Don't never say you not black. It's programming. We've been programmed so much, we don't even need them to do it no more. We do it to ourselves and our own children. Sometimes our children are smarter than us because they're not programmed. But we program them. We make them believe. But they see through the program. Listen, this is black. They said this is black. This color is black. I'm not black. That's the truth. Yeah, but we tell them a lie. No, you white. This person's white. This person's black. We tell them, we program them. We tell them lies. They telling the truth. We are products. We're labels. These are just labels that they put on us. We're labels. We over here, we American, we Jamaican, we Puerto Rican, we German, we this, we that. These are labels that was given to us by the people who conquered us. A lot of these names, we didn't call ourselves this. And we'll fight and go to war and die and all of this over labels. From human beings all the way down to our jeans and our sneakers. Yeah, I'm gonna rob you. You got on some Jordans. Those are skips. Those is cheap. Those they sneakers. But one of them you could lose your life over because of the label. But anyway, man, I didn't really want to come on here and talk about this. I really wanted to come on here and talk about fight night and all that. But I appreciate y'all, man. Salute to the chat. I know y'all got your own thing going down in the chat. Salute to y'all and all of that. I appreciate y'all. I'm about to get up out of here, man. I appreciate everybody who's watching from the other pages. Y'all can hit that link in the description. Come over here to my Sirius page. Holla at y'all boy. If you want to participate or subscribe, salute to everybody watching in the background. I appreciate y'all. Salute to the members first and foremost. If you want to become a member, hit that link pinned to the top of the chat. Join the members only. Salute to the chat. I appreciate y'all. Everybody who interacted in the chat. Salute. Hope nobody took nothing personal. Nobody got offended. And salute to everybody who catch this on a replay. It's your host. It's your DJ. E Money. Salute. Holla.